Introducing the Paddy Power World Darts Championships.
Welcome back to Online Darts, everyone. We're here at the Sun Media Day with Paddy Power, and we've got the three-time Lakeside champion, Duzzer. Glenn, it's all becoming a bit real, this World Championship now, and obviously you're not involved in it in a playing capacity, but you're doing everything else.
Yeah, I feel like I am involved. Even coming down on the train today, I've been looking at the first quarter, potential Michael Smith, Chris Dobie, Ross Smith last 16. I've been sort of looking at who's going to play who down there. So, and obviously I've got my work with Sky on the commentary now. So do you know what, Phil? I feel like I'm involved this year.
On that, we'll touch on there because you brought it up. I remember speaking to you in Portsmouth at the Super Series, and you were like, I don't know how this is going to go. You got the break at Modus, grabbed it with both hands, and then got to commentate at the Grand Slam. Now at the World, do you feel part of this media crew now? You're not playing.
Yeah, I do now. I mean, I went to the Grand Slam, and you were sat opposite me, where my leg was shaking, just like I was as a player. I'm glad I did the Modus Super Series first. I think I made a lot of mistakes, and had support from really good people, especially Chris Murphy. I mean, he's been a real mentor, and Henry Deacon, and them guys there. And I think I found the way I'd like to commentate. I made mistakes early doors using words I've never used before, and then I realised it's like I'm not there about what's happened. It's about why it's happened, and I've been in that position many, many times. And that analysis I seem to really enjoy, and it seems to come across okay.
What was it like when you got the call from Sky asking to go and do it?
Yeah, I mean, I got my renewal with Target this year in February, and I was on a beach in Tenerife, which surprised me. I was, loyalty is really important to me, and I know that I'm not the dart player that Target signed. So I had, that message I got this year from Target was really important to me. And then just out of the blue, just from WhatsApp, a message from the Sky Sports producer, and are you interested in 3 days at the Grand Slam and see how it goes? And I think the best thing is that I felt I did okay, and usually that's the best indication. But the next day I was given the opportunity to do multiple days at Ali Pali. I couldn't do them all. I tried to cancel everything that I had booked in, but I'm going to be there for 10 days. I can't wait.
Your game itself, obviously I haven't spoken to you since you played at York. I know the defeat hurt, but looking back at it, you felt and you looked comfortable. Can you take so many pluses from that now you've had time to reflect?
Yeah, I think the thing that sticks in my mind is that, number one, I went into it not only to beat Jim McEwen, but to win the competition. That's what my practice darts were. When I got to 7-5 in front against Jim, I forgot how to win. It's an incredible game in the mind, and I haven't really picked up a dart since. I mean, you could argue it was a good time to kick on from there, but I'm back using my dart. The dart that won Premier Leagues and won the third Lakeside, etc. So I'm back. The only thing that's still missing is the pair flight. So whether that comes out for the World Seniors, but I'm throwing a much better dart. I won something, at Butlins, where it was just nice to get that winning feeling again, and it's in there somewhere, but I'm a commentator and a coach now, and a part-time dart player, and I've accepted that, and I love that.
It's interesting because last time I spoke to you, I got the sense that there was still something nagging at you. You said the right things, but I've known you a long time, and I could tell your mannerisms. There was still something in the back of your head was saying, what if? Is that now done?
No, I'll never be a professional. I'll be surprised if I'm a professional dart player again. It would have to take something quite miraculous. I just like what I'm doing right now. In fact, my diary is full for 2024, full of commentary with Modus, with the work with Sky, and a lot of coaching, a lot of exhibition work in Germany, lots of coaching in Belgium, and I just don't have time to put the hours in that you need to play these players coming through now, and I did my bit. I was a bloody good player, and I won an awful lot. And sometimes when you self-reflect, it's just like the passion and the fire's not in the belly no more. And but I sit here a very, very content and happy man, and really excited to be still involved in darting for the future.
It's the first time I've heard you say those words ever since we've been chatting, and that's a real nice thing from me to you. That's the first time I've heard you say it with that passion, so that's good. Look, back to the darts. There's plenty going on right now. First of all, we'll have a look at obviously the Lakeside going on, something that you're synonymous with, but someone that had all their success there. Are you slightly disappointed with the way it's all going with the WDF at the moment? Obviously, no TV deal or anything like that. So, as someone that has played on that stage at the highest level, is it disappointing to see where it is now?
And funny enough, I was throwing a dart on this stage this week. It's the only stage I can still remember standing on it. The smell of the smoke machine, the smell of Lakeside, the people being so close. I was actually throwing a dart with the players this week, so it's totally understandable. And then I watched the afternoon sessions, and I think I counted 40 people, whether there was a lot down the sides or whatever. So, if it's going to continue, it needs to be revamped. The quality hasn't been great. I mean, I thought Bo was great. I thought Rhiannon O'Sullivan and the ladies was really good. I did enjoy the performance from Andy Bartons and Gary Stone. James Richardson's looking good. So it's competitive. But the fact I'm on YouTube and they're going for a win and double and adverts come on, they're the kind of thing that frustrates me. So yes, it is sad, but I'm a big fan of Nick Rolls. I love Nick Rolls. I think he's a wonderful, tremendous man, and wish him all the best with the WDF. But it's sad, but 50 grand up for the men this week, 15 grand for the ladies, so still plenty to play for. But yeah, there's a little hidden sadness there, yeah.
Yeah, like you say, Bo chose to go and defend her title and not go to Alexandra Palace. Were you not surprised by that decision, but obviously were you a little bit taken back? Obviously you've been on both sides, and yes, I understand that there's a lot of money there and the title's on the line, but playing at the PDC at the highest level is something that you can't buy, is it?
And remember when I won my first Lakeside, when you got the PDC, won my second Lakeside, when you got the PDC, and I was on Easy Street in BDO. I could guarantee myself a real good shout at the 100 grand at the end of it. So I understand that she's 19-year-old. I don't believe the total decisions come from her. She's got a wonderful family behind her, and she's got a management there. I don't think it'll have just been her that made the decision. She might have had the final decision. Whether it's right or wrong, she's just an incredible dart player, and I think she could have really shaken up the PDC this year. She's that good, but she looks happier with the ladies at Lakeside than she did at the Grand Slam. And I remember an interview, and she said, "Well, even if I lose the next game, I've done okay." Whereas at the Lakeside, I think she has that real determination to be a 2 times ladies champion there. So I'm not going to criticise the decision. One day when she plays at Ali Pali, she might look back and think, like many players do, I wish I'd come over earlier.
Do you wish you did? You never actually answered that question before.
I've never. I've just even been announced tonight as the 3-time Lakeside champion. Remember, I always say 3 times Lakeside champion. So no, I have no regrets. I've got absolutely no regrets, and like I said, I'm absolutely fine with my career, and version 2.0 Glen Durrant is doing absolutely great himself, so no regrets.
Obviously Ali Pali is what we're here for this evening, and I'm just going to pick your brain on the tournament itself. Going into it, Luke Humphreys very much the favourite and the man to beat in your opinion?
Yeah, and a great draw. I've just on the train there for a couple of hours, just had a real good look at each round, and I really like Michael Smith at the top quarter. He's got some big games at Chris Dobie potentially. Ross Smith, who I think's got a real big outside chance. Potential quarter-final with Rob Cross. I think the second section, you could see Luke Littler do really well, It wouldn't surprise me if he has a really good run. But Peter Wright, which version we're going to get there. Then we'll look at the Michael Van Gerwen section. Gets tricky round about the last 16. I looked at Luke Humphreys and I went, and that puts him in the semi. So it's a dangerous thing and not what Luke would do. But I think he'd be happy with the draw, and then if he gets on that roll, could it be the 4th major in the way? But I'm going to go with Gerwin Price.
You touched on Michael Smith there, the world #1 and defending champion. Now look, his game's not in a great place at the moment. We've had early exits in all of the last 3-4 TV tournaments, and I know you've been to Ali Pali when your game's not in a good place, mentally more than anything. Will he be feeling added pressure heading back there because he's not in the form he wants to be?
Well, Bully Boy wouldn't. Michael Smith might, so there's a difference there. When you walk onto the stage as Bully Boy, I don't think he was afraid of anybody, and a couple of finals and a win there, horses for courses. Sometimes you walk in a venue and that's yours. So I don't think Bully Boy would have any concerns. But when Michael Smith, has he got any thoughts of... He's lived the year as a champion. He makes no excuses. His Las Vegas trips, and he's just, he's took that trophy all over with him. And, good luck to Michael. And I just think this could be the start of Michael Smith. How surprised he lost and how he lost at the Players' Championship. But I think it's okay early doors for him. No games are easy. And I just see a real blockbuster last 16 against Smith or Dobie, and then get himself ready for, I think, a potential quarter-final with Rob Cross, and I think that's winnable. So you could see Michael Smith be in the semis again, and who knows what happens then.
We'll talk Fallon with you. Obviously, you've seen a lot of away from the PDC at the Motor Super Series. I know you haven't obviously commentated on all the games, but I know you watched it and everything like that. And compared to this time last year, where she wasn't in the best space, now she's hit 2 9-darters this year, one on TV, won 3 of the last 4 women's series, and she goes there a force again.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Jermaine Wattamina will be interesting, because Jermaine Wattamina is a really good player. I know Jermaine very, very well, a rat-a-tat-tat. But if the crowd get involved, I think then Fallon suddenly then becomes a favourite there. If Jermaine Wattamina is strong in the mind and can remain focused and doesn't do his crazy celebrations there, I would expect Jermaine to win. But Fallon looks really strong, and she's really mature now. She's turned into that, the girl, that youth player that I first met, to a mature dart player now, and she's took a lot of stick, and I know that feels. I know what it's like to pick up and look at social media and read the hate, and I think she's been protected well. She's got good people around her, good management, and I think she goes in there as that could be a real 50-50 game with Jermaine, and once she gets up and running, then the crowd get on her side. Who knows what that happens then.
Luke Littler, obviously I know you're a very good coach now, that you look at technically, you've seen him at the Super Series. Is he this generational talent that we all think?
He is. And he's had a lot of pressure on his shoulders, He might only be 16-year-old, but every challenge he's had so far, he's passed with flying colours. I watched the crazy stuff at the Motor Super Series where he was flinging bulls in for fun, double one. He is an exceptional player, very, very mature for a 16-year-old. I was getting excited when he was at Lakeside last year as a potential 15-year-old winner, and he flattered to deceive there. I like his draw, and I like the little section of the draw he's in there, and if he can just do that flashes of brilliance that he's got. He's capable of 110, 115 average in any set at lightning quick pace, and when you're playing someone you feel like you're on top of them, and when you've got a Luke Littler, within minutes all of a sudden it's a set apiece. He's 2 sets of 1 down. He's an exceptional talent.
Could he do the unthinkable with the right draw on the right night?
I wrote down there as a potential. I think I like the look for Jim Williams, and I like the look for Luke Littler. Ross Smith, I like the look of it if he can get past Dobie. So they're the real values for me. There's another couple on the bottom. I like Damon Hetter's draw. So I think there's a couple of value for money there. And Luke Littler, when I was doing my little jot thinking, he has a potential of reaching the quarters.
Name you said there, Jim Williams. I know someone that you're close with, you've mentored, you've sponsored. Where is he at the moment? Because this year, it's not been the greatest year for him in terms of look and playing. He's missed PDC events to go and play in what I call amateur events with the Red Dragon Champions of Champions, the UK DE Finals. Yet he's a tour card holder. It's not been the best look. And does he want to be a professional? Because looking from the outside in, I don't think you can carry on that mentality and do the tour, can you?
Every penny Jim Williams had is put into his business. So first and foremost, he wants to get that up and running. I think he's a perfectionist, so he doesn't want any other carpenter joiner just to do his role while he's away, because he puts his name to his business, and I think he enjoys the fact he just picks up his darts once, twice a week. I believe him, he's not a liar. But it does also frustrate me, and I've sent the odd message. Obviously, Mac Elkin's my manager as well, and Mac wears Jim's name. Don't go there, Glenn. However, Damon Hetter's just moved next door to him. So Damon Hetter's moved from Leicester to move next door to Jim Williams. They're good friends now. Could he be the catalyst, Damon, to get Jim practicing, travelling together, and maybe their relationship could really kickstart for Jim? And he's playing really well. Really, really well. However, his favourite player in the world is Peter Wright. that's a real potential for him. I think I expect, is it Madhu?
Yeah.
I think I expect him to win that game. However, he said to me yesterday, I haven't won my first round game yesterday. I think Jim Williams is a good player, but very, very frustrating. But he'll know the reasons why he's made the decisions he has.
That was an absolute pleasure talking to you. I know there's a queue of people in here and everything. You've got to go and throw some darts. So, pleasure as always, my friend.
Thank you very much. Cheers, pal.
Introducing the Paddy Power World Darts Championships.